All right, previously we finished off with the interactions for the visual. Now that you know how to actually create one and how to use one, it's time to go into the formatting options. And in this video, we're going to be covering layouts and navigations for the drill down graph visual. Now, first things first, in the sample report, you of course have your predefined variations, so you can just play around with them. Whereas for us, we're going to go into the training view and actually build these variations from scratch. So first things first, let's add an instance of the graph visual. Let's also move it a little bit around and actually resize it so it fits a little bit nicer into the overall theme. And I'm also going to disable the background and the title because I'm not going to be using those. Now, if we go back to the field setup, we're going to be using data from the hierarchy table. And here I'm going to be using source, target, and value. And the fourth column that I'm going to be using is source focus. And I'm going to add it right here into source focus nodes. Now, when you first add it, nothing really changes here because we're going to go through the focus node exploration mode a little bit later. Now, when we go into the formatting options, we're going to cover layouts first. So the three layouts that we support are going to be dynamic, hierarchy, and radial. The difference between these is that dynamic essentially adjusts itself based on any changes within the graph. If you filter something, if you move something around, it's going to drag the nodes and try to reposition them to make sure that they do not overlap. Whereas the next one is hierarchy. Now, this is something probably typical to what you already have seen. These are organizational structures, process flows, and these sort of things. And the third option is radial. So with the radial, it's similar to the hierarchy, but instead of having a flat line level, you have actually a circular hierarchy circle. So going through these setups is when you have dynamic, you can see that there's nothing additionally that you can adjust under the layout section. Now, if we change this to the hierarchy, there are actually a couple of things that we can do here. The first one is we can change the orientation. So by default, this is going to be sitting top to bottom, but you can also change this, for example, right to left, bottom to top, left to right. A typical one that you might already seen in some other cases is left to right. So you have full flexibility of choosing where exactly these are going to be located. Now, the next setting that we have here is called smart ordering. What it does is it places the node that has the most child nodes to the right side, but it depends on the orientation of the chart. So for example, if we go back to the default view, top to bottom, and I'm going to enable the smart ordering, you can see that the node with 7 child nodes is on the right-hand side. Now, if I change the orientation, for example, to the same that we were before, left to right, you can see that this position is at the top. So think about it like physically rotating the chart itself. That's going to help you out understand which position you're going to have there. Now, let's go back to the top to bottom view. And some additional settings that you have here are horizontal and vertical node spacing. This is going to allow you to adjust the spaces between the actual nodes, because also in these scenarios, you can already see these are really close, so it's just kind of hard to read. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say that horizontal spacing is going to be 50. This is going to provide more breathing room for the nodes, so it's easy to read the chart. And the next one is going to be vertical spacing. Here, I'm going to add 100. There we go. So now you can quickly identify every single level of the hierarchy. Now, going into the third option for the layouts, we had the radial. It's a similar approach for the radial, but the main difference here is that instead of having all those properties, you have one property, which is called node spacing, which essentially works as a mix of vertical and horizontal spacing. So for example, if you want to have a little bit more breathing room around it, increase it to something like 50. There we go. Now, the next thing that we're going to be covering is going to be the navigation. For that, I'm actually going to quickly go back to the hierarchy. And something else that I'm going to quickly do is go to the nodes default category, and I'm going to adjust also the min-max radiuses so that all nodes look exactly the same. It's just going to be easier to use the chart afterwards. All right, close this one, close the layouts tab, and open up navigation. So the first setting that you have here is the initial display mode. By default, this is always going to be on show all. So whatever you do, you're always going to be seeing all the nodes. The other option that you have here is focus nodes. And if you remember in the beginning of the video, I added source focus nodes to the field. So if I switch to the focus nodes, what happens is I'm represented with just one singular node. And that is because this is the only node that I have defined as a source node through the data. What else we have here is initial node expansion level and node expansion radius. So the first setting, the initial expansion level, defines how many levels of hierarchy do you additionally open up from the focus node. So right now it's sitting on 0, so you can see it's only the focus node. If I increase this to 1 and I click on reset, it's going to refresh the chart and it's going to bring out an additional level for the hierarchy. Now, the other option that you have here is node expansion radius. What this does is defines how many levels do you open up with each singular click on a node that has some child nodes. So for example, we know C has 7 childs. So if we click on it, you can see it opens up the next level. Now we see that NB has another level. I can simply click on it. So if you want to collapse all the nodes, simply click on the parent node and it's going to collapse all the child nodes. Simple as that. Now, going forward, we also have some additional settings. Things like the initial expansion direction. This allows you to define what is going to be the direction of the expansion. When you first look at the chart, and if you're starting always from the top, you should leave it either at both or source to target. If you're starting to use also the search functions, I would recommend to investigate also target to sources, because that just provides you with some additional capabilities. Now, going forward, we have the initial explore mode. This is what enables us to actually explore through the hierarchy levels. If we disable this, so turn it off, what's going to happen is if I click on, let's say, the same C node that we were using before, nothing really changes. I just highlight it and I filter it, but I don't initiate the expansion. So we're going to turn it back on. And a few other things that we can do here is going to be, for example, search precision. The search precision controls the search bar right here. So by default, this is going to be on broad match. So for example, if I open up the search bar and type in, let's say, B, you can see that every single node that has B within it going to be represented as a result for the search. If you're going to change this to be on exact match, you're only going to find the nodes which have that particular letter. The reason why you're seeing here, for example, B plus 1 level is because this is the defined function for the graph visual right now through the navigation tab. If I adjust this and say I don't want to have any additional levels, I can lower it. And if I research the result, I would only find B without anything else there. So these are some of the capabilities. And the last one is the right click. So by default, when you right click on a node, you call out a tooltip. What else you can do here is you can change this and you can move and open up a Power BI context menu. This is going to be useful for those cases where you also want to use, for example, drill through capabilities. Now, within the default context menu, there are actually other items that you can use. So for example, if we right click on this node, you can see that we have hide, which is just physically hide that particular node. Collapse, which is just going to close all the child nodes. And then we have full expand options. These are going to be used when you want to have, for example, and open up the whole path for one particular node. Let's say we opened up C previously, right? And we know that there's at least 2 more levels. So if I right click on it and I choose the direction source to target and I click on it, you can see it opened up every single node that is underneath that path. So this is also a dynamic way on how you can provide more information to your end user. And ultimately, they can decide what path is interesting for them. All right, that's going to be it for the layouts and navigation, and I'll see you in the next video.